Well, we were working under the premise that we had to do our 5-day notice on Monday so that we could have our public hearing today. The decision to postpone the special session was a leadership decision made after the fact. We are sticking with the current timeline. This allows the public to weigh in early, and based on that, we can then move forward and we can then determine what next steps need to happen. But that is the reason why we're here, and whether we go into a special session or a regular session, the facts remain. We will have this public hearing for the record to weigh in on public's comments. Thank you.
So with the facts and the information that we learned today, and should there be changes made to the bill and resubmitted or reintroduced, or can we anticipate that this bill, the revised bill, is going to go through the normal process, the regular process of going through a committee, the transportation committee?
If the bill is e-certed, it will follow the e-cert guidelines.
So then the answer is that it will not go through the regular process, and that even though there will be some changes, assuming that there will be some changes, then what you're saying is that it will go through the e-cert and not through the regular process of having the transportation committee here review it, have the public come back out, voice their concerns, or pro or for the bill.
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate your concerns and the comments, but dealing with hypotheticals is not something that I think we need to get bogged in at the moment. We have a bill in front of us for the public to weigh in on, and if changes are to be made, we can then address it at that point in time. My hope is that there are no changes to be made, so I think we should just stick to what we have in front of us and not worry about potential hypotheticals on what may or may not occur. So we are where we are right now, and I think we should have the public weigh in after the presentation.
Thank you, Senator Leone, but I feel that this bill will most likely be changed, and I just want to have complete clarity as to if this bill is changed. If this bill is changed, then is it going to go through this committee first, or is it going to go through the e-cert and the public will not have any input after this?
We'll address that when it happens, if there are changes. At the moment, we have a bill that the public can weigh in on. And excuse me, again, about the comments. If it's disruptive, we will ask you to leave. We're here to conduct this in a professional manner.
Thank you, Senator Leone.
With that being said, and there are numerous ways that bills are considered before the General Assembly. This is a perfectly appropriate and much used process that we're going through today. Attempts to make it seem like this is out of the ordinary or somehow unordinary or anti-process is unfortunate and untrue. So with that, we're going to move forward with the public hearing that we have advertised, and we're going to hear at first a presentation on the newest toll plan that we have before us. We have the OPM Secretary and the Commissioner of Transportation here to lead us through that presentation. So with that, I turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Senator Leone, Representative Lamar, and distinguished members of the Transportation Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to offer testimony on an act concerning the sustainability of Connecticut's transportation infrastructure, which is a truck-only tolling proposal. By way of background, the Special Transportation Fund supports the operations and infrastructure of the Departments of Transportation and Motor Vehicles. Specifically, the Special Transportation Fund pays for the debt service requirements of the state's special tax obligation bonds, the state's primary source for funding the transportation infrastructure program. These expenses are covered by a series of transportation-related revenue sources, such as motor fuels tax, oil companies tax, sales and use tax, transportation fees, licenses, and fines. Each of these revenue sources are growing at a slow rate, certainly as compared to the rate of expenditures from this fund. Motor fuels taxes, currently the largest source of revenue in the transportation fund, has been nearly flat for over 10 years. In fiscal year 2010, the motor fuels tax ended the year at $503.6 million. By the end of fiscal year 2019, that number had grown just by $6 million to $509.7 million. That is a growth rate of 1.2% in 10 years. In comparison, the debt service for the special tax obligation bonds has grown nearly 50% over that time period, from $428 million in fiscal year 2010 to $642 million in fiscal 2019. Debt service now takes up approximately 40% of the total expenditures as the cost of infrastructure projects